So, alright. So in Excel, Excel recognizes data, any data in a cell, in a particular cell, into two categories. Either it's a text or it's a number. By default, any text values you will find they are left aligned, and any number values, any cell value which has numbers associated in it, will be right aligned. And if we look at the date, any column which contains a date is also right aligned because Excel treat date as numbers. But there are cases when Excel is not able to recognize this particular cell value as a date because the date structure, the structure of the date in the cell is different from the default system date format. For example, in my case, my laptop system format is actually MMDDYYY. So it's first it's a month followed by date and then year. Hence, it has recognized, the Excel has recognized the value of this column as date. However, it failed to recognize value of this cell as date. So as in this case as well. So what can we do in such cases? How we can transform, or how we can tell Excel to transform or format all these values as date and not as a text. So the simplest way of doing it in Excel is text to columns. So with the cell all these cells selected, I'll go to data and then text to column. In Windows, we can use the keyboard shortcut Alt DE, Alt Delete Echo, and so we'll get this text to column. Then we'll click next with option delimited selected. Let's click next. In this window, we don't need anything, so we'll skip this. We'll click next. Now in here, we can define what is the data type. So my data type is actually it's a date, so I'll select the date option, and then the second step is to define the structure, how Excel should read this. So by default, Excel is trying to read it as MMDDYYY, but since it's not able to recognize, so when I'm saying my structure of this column is actually DMY. First it's a date, then it's a month, followed by year. So read this column as date, month and year, and I click finish. And that's it. Similarly, if it's a different structure here where it's a year, month and date, I'll follow the same steps. So I'll select the column, I'll do text to columns, delimited, next, nothing selected in this window, click next. Here I'll say date, and now instead of DMY, my structure is year, month, date, so I'll select YMD and I'll click finish. So the moment I transform into a date, my alignment changes, and then I can actually format it as a date.